Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from Yahuwah the Father and YAHUSHA our Mashiach, his voice. Hear, O Yasharah. Yahuwah our mighty one, he is one Yahuwah. This is Brother David coming to you again to bring you the name that is above all names. This is part 2. Here's the question. Brother David, why do you use the you in Yahusha? Well, basically what they tell me is that, Brother David, there is no letter U in Hebrew. And I tell them, yes, there is a new sound, though. Now they're lost. You know, you run into a lot of problems if you try to say that there's no oo sound in Hebrew. For example, listen to the word we just used. He-brew. Oo. And that's in English. Yet, you use that term on a constant basis, and it has an oo sound. But I always look for a defining word that would bring us to the correct pronunciation of how one letter, and the letter that we're looking for today is the wa, how it's pronounced. Look, ruach, ruach, that means spirit. If you attach holy, which means set apart, you have to set apart spirit. Whose spirit, whose ruach would that be? Yahuwah. He is the breath of life. Let's begin. Hebrew vowel signs. The Nikud system. I think we need to change that. European vowel signs. What did you think about the demonstration? Same 3 letters. 3 different transliterations, 3 different phonetic pronunciations. Is that slippery or what? You see, brothers and sisters, when you come here to this arena that we're in today, you can't come here just trying to prove what you believe. You have to prove everyone's side to see where they're coming from. If you don't know that, you cannot come to the proper conclusions. What are the European vowel signs? A, E, I, O, U. Sometimes Y. And sometimes W. Today we're only going to deal with the O, the U, and the W. Come down to where it says Ancient Shemitic Hebrew. And that is correct. The word is not Semitic, it is Shemitic, meaning from Shem, then Eber, then Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, 12 tribes, then us. Who's not Shemitic? The Jews. 90% of them said that they're Ashkenaz. Ashkenaz is from Yafet. They didn't know or think that we would get to this level where we could see, just like the Bible says, your enemies will be found liars. Go over to late. Come down 6 boxes. You will see a letter, a symbol. Looks like a hook. Look next to it, to the right. What is the name? Wow. 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 Okay, come over to picture. What does it mean? Tent peg. Go to meaning. Add secure hook. So this tent peg, it secures the tent into the ground. Come over to sound. Look at the letters that you have there. W, O, and U. What is the sound that the W makes? W. 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 I want you to go on the internet. I want you to see the sound that the W makes. There's plenty of teachers. You click the little speaker and you can hear the sound that the W will make, and it would be W. If you come back over to name and you see W-A-W, which letter would you use in your transliteration? Would you use all three? Or just the first letter? If you said the first letter, you are correct. How was the first letter pronounced again? W. W. Now look, they have two other letters there. An O and a U. Look up top. European vowel points. All right. So the brothers would tell you there is no O and there is no letter U in Hebrew. Would they be correct? Yes, they would. Because the letter is not considered to be an O or U, it is considered to be a Wa. Woo. Whoa. Way. Are you with me? The lead letter is the W, which gives you the W sound. Come over to modern Hebrew. Looks like the same symbol as in late. But what is the name? Vav. These are the Jews. Where did they get Vav from, Brother David? Well, they went to the Sanskrit alphabet. And they did not see a Wa in the list. So what did they choose for this letter? Vav. How does it sound? V. They didn't just come from the imagination of their own minds. They didn't just make this thing up. They actually went searching for the pronunciations, unlike some of us. Go over to Greek. What letter do you see there? Looks like an F, right? Go over to Latin. What letter do you see there? It looks like an F, Brother David. What is this telling you? They do not have in their language the letter W or the letter Wa. Isn't that amazing? So if you don't have the letters in order to transliterate a name, for example, you're going to bring the name YAHUSHA into Greek. If you don't have the letters, then what do? Well, you use combination letters in order to give you the phonetic sound and the phonetic spelling. So, for example, they didn't have a yod in Greek. Did you know that? No ya sound in Greek. So what did they do? They replaced it with an E. If you look at the letter yod there, you'll see two E's after it. Because that's the only letter that they have in Greek to replace this yod. Then they didn't have a sh sound, so they replaced it with an S. They didn't have the woo sound, from the letter Y. They didn't have the woo sound. So what did they use? Two O's. What did they come up with? Iesu. What do you mean Iesu? Well, in the 1611 King James Bible, they have I-E-S-U-S. Then when you go to the phonetic pronunciation, you're going to find out that it's Iesu, and they did not have the vowels to give you the phonetic sound. So what did they have to do? They had to mix two O's 2 U's. And if they wanted to give you a Y sound, they had to give you a U and an A. You know, like in the word suave, suave, U and A. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Everything the brothers told you about how the Greeks came in and spread their vowel U is not true. What language were they trying to transliterate YAHUSHA from? Hebrew. But they didn't have the letters, especially the Wu and the Ya. So what did they do? They used the letters that they had. So what happens with that? Lost in transliteration. Is Hebrew the original script that they were coming from in their transliteration, or was Greek the original script that the Hebrews were coming from in their transliteration? It was Hebrew. The brothers make you think that Greek was the dominant language. They were not. They came in and colonized and tried to destroy our brothers and sisters. Then they got the Hebrew texts. And they had the collaborators who were with them, you know, the Uncle Toms, as we called them. And the Uncle Toms were telling them how the letters is pronounced. And when it came to their language, they found out how inferior Greek was because they did not have 3 letters to complete the Mashiach's name. Okay, so how do we prove this letter Wa has a U sound to it? We're going to follow the same strategy that we did before. Saying spirit in Middle Eastern languages. Again, I have to make this disclaimer. I did not manipulate anything. I did no transliterations or translations. I'm presenting the facts as it came. Come down to Arabic. Look at the letters there in their transliteration, RWH. How would our brothers transliterate this word? They would put an A after the R and an A after the W, and they would have Ra, Wa. That's according to their thinking. But when you go to where Shemitic and Hamitic languages are spoken, it's different. How would they pronounce it in Arabic? Ruha. Ruha. How many Arabic-speaking nations are there? Many. Come down to Hebrew. Hebrew reads from right to left. What are those letters? Resh, Wah, Hey. How is it pronounced? Same as in the intro. Ruwa. Ruwa. Come down to Kurdish. Kermanji. How is this word pronounced? Ruse. Ruse. Okay, this is a perfect example. The W is a semiconsonant. It can act as a vowel or as a consonant, a regular letter. Here, it's acting as a vowel. When you put 2 vowels together, one of them is canceled out. Which one is canceled out here? If you said the E, you are correct. So the only sound that you hear is that W. How is it pronounced? Ruse. Do you hear the U sound? Come down to Persian. Look, same script as in Arabic, because they're one of the Arabic-speaking nations. How would they pronounce this word? Ruha. Ruha. What does that mean? It means spirit in English. Let me ask you some questions. Were these people removed from their borders? The answer is no. Did the Europeans come in, colonize them, and tell them you cannot speak your language? The answer is no. Were they told they couldn't read any books? The answer is no. But what about you? You were removed from your borders. You were taken around the world in ships. Soon as you got here, they took away your name. They forbade you to speak your language. They told you you couldn't read any books. The only thing that you could learn was English, and the only God that you could worship was Jesus. Did that happen to them? No. They were also a participant in taking you captive. Saying spirit in African languages. Come down to Hausa. That is northern Nigeria, the west coast of Africa. Look at how they pronounce spirit in their language. Ruhu. Ruhu. Look at Igbo. They have spirit there. Do you see the European influence in the African countries? But I went to look it up, and they would pronounce it Mamu-wa. Mamu-wa. Come down to Somali. Look how they pronounce it. Ruse. Ruse. See, this is a perfect transliteration for you. You can use the W for the U sound. You can use two U's for the U sound. You can use two O's for the U sound in your transliteration, and you still get the same phonetic pronunciation, ruse. Saying spirit in Austronesian languages. Come down to Javanese. What is that? Ro. Close. No cigar. Come down to Maori. Wa. Here we have it. Both pronunciations there. Wa. Ru. Wa. Wa. Ru. Wa. Hey, this is a perfect example of using the U and the A in European vowels in order to get the woo sound. You can see it for yourself. Arabic. The word is spirit. Etymology 1. From the root, look at the letters, R, W, H. From Proto-Semitic, let's stop again. From Proto-Shemitic, Shemitic is Shem. Then we have Eber. Then we have Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, 12 tribes, then us. But this is from Proto. What does Proto mean? First, we're talking about pronunciation. Original. What is the original or the first pronunciation for the word spirit? Ru. To blow, breathe, spirit. Cognate with Aramaic. Ruha. Ruho. Hebrew. Ruah. Come back to the top where it says from the root. Look at the letters there. If you have RWH, what are those letters there in Aramaic? Well, Aramaic reads from right to left, just like Hebrew. What is the first letter? Resh. What is the second letter? Wa. What is the third letter? Hey. RWH. Look at the letter in between. It's highlighted in red. Brothers and sisters, go back to the chart, and you're going to see that that is a Wa. It's in cursive Hebrew, but it's a Wa. How is it pronounced in this word? Woo. Woo. As in ruah. Ruha. What is the Proto-Semitic, the first or the original pronunciation? Ru. So we have the letters R, W, H. Look on the top. That is your tetragrammaton. These are the letters of our Father's name that has been transcribed into English. Now, the brothers would say that the only thing that you can put between each of these letters is an A. But we just found out that this root word, ru or ruha, the letter is a wa, exactly like in Hebrew, and it's called the same thing. And guess what sound that it gives you? Woo. Now, the brothers would tell you that there is no U sound, or U in Hebrew, which means there's no U sound. That's why they say it's only A. Let me ask you some questions about them. Have they been removed from their borders? Check. Were they stripped of their names? Check. Were they stripped of their language? Check. Were they forbidden to read? Check. 400 years later, now the brothers, in their brief span on this planet, maybe some 20, some 30, some 40 years old, now they are the go-to people for the pronunciations that are in Hebrew. They're your authority. That's not how it works. You have to go to the regions where Hamitic and Shemitic languages are spoken so that you can find out whether there is an U sound in Hebrew. Did they do that? The answer is no. Who dropped the ball? They did. They have led countless people astray with their faulty transliterations and the doctrines that they are preaching. Truly, they are here to put a stumbling block in your way. But your Father has sent his servants to show you the truth. I want you to look at that letter again that is in red. In Aramaic, it is called a wa. Strong's Concordance. The number is 7307. What is the word? Ruach. Now, this is the word that we used all these years, correct? Ruach. What does it mean? Breath, wind, spirit. What is the original word? Reshwahe. Part of speech. Noun, feminine. Transliteration. Ruach. Okay, so for all of my students of transliteration, where's the kaf? I asked the question. Where's the kaf? It does not exist in the original word. We only see resh, wa, he. It should be resh, wa, kaf, he. But it's not there. How did they get this K sound in ruach? Speaking Yiddish. Yiddish is a German dialect. Go listen to some of the speeches that Hitler made, and you'll hear that sound repeatedly. You see the dot after the wa? I guess that means put a k in the word. Look at phonetic spelling. They're telling you how to pronounce this one letter. What is the letter? Ru. Ru. What letter would that be? It's a wa. Look at the transliteration. Ruach. Ruach. You see, you can get the same phonetic sound with the U as you can get with the two O's. The brothers are not familiar with transliteration. If they were, they would not be saying things like there's no U in Hebrew. The U is only used for one purpose and one purpose only, to give you the phonetic sound in English. Sanskrit vowels and consonants. Consonants are on the bottom. You see how every letter ends in an A? So the brothers say that at the end of each letter is an A sound, like ABARYAH, so on and so forth. The same as here. If you look on the bottom, you'll see the Va that the Jews use. That's where they got it from, Sanskrit. Where did the brothers come from with the doctrine that they say that there's only an A after each letter? From Sanskrit. What did they miss? Go up top. Sanskrit has vowels. Every language has vowels. Let me say it again. Sanskrit has vowels. Every language, whether Shemitic, Hamitic, or European, all have vowels. The brothers are trying to say that there's no vowels that are in Hebrew. Okay, look at the vowels that we have here. Do you see the European influence on this chart? You see their vowel signs there, A, E, I, O, U? They're here. They're mixed in, A, E, I, O, U. Let's subtract them from the Sanskrit vowel system. What do you have left? A, E, O, U. R, L, R, A, I, strange pronunciation, A, U, R. The brothers will show you the consonants on the bottom, but they will not show you the vowels on the top. In Sanskrit, do they use the letter U? Is that their primary vowel? No. U, two O's. Come on, brothers and sisters. This is the last days. Knowledge is greatly increased. You don't have to follow dummy doctrines anymore. All you have to do is study for yourself. Don't believe anything anybody say, especially me. Just go check it out. I've given you the chart. All you have to do is go and check each pronunciation to see if Brother David is on point. What is transliteration? Unlike a translation, which tells you the meaning of a word that's written in another language, a transliteration only gives you an idea of how the word is pronounced. So it's all about pronunciation. By putting it in a familiar alphabet. What familiar alphabet is it for us? English only. It changes the letters from the word's original alphabet. In this case, we'll be bringing it from Hebrew to a similar sounding letters in a different one. That means to bring it into English. So let me give you some examples of transliteration. Look at the name on the top. Yahuwah. H-O-O. The second one, Yahuwah. W-O-O. The third, Yahuwah. W-U. And the fourth, Yahuwah. H-U. Tell me something. They all have the phonetic spelling. Do they all have the same phonetic pronunciation? If you said yes, you are 100% right. This is the process that the brothers do not understand. You know they don't understand it. They haven't been trained, nor have they studied. Because if they did, they wouldn't say things like, there's no U in Hebrew. Hey, I can get the same sound with a W-O-O or a H-O-O. Are you with me? So why do you use the Y-A-H-U-A-H? It shortens your transcription, and it looks more precise when you put it on paper. Did it change the meaning of the word? Not at all. You still have the same phonetic pronunciation. Look at the second one, ruach, with an A-H. Look at ruach, with a W-A-H. Then ruach, R-U-A-H. Same phonetic sound, different phonetic spellings. What is the end product? 4 letters. Ruach. It's called transliteration. Look in the bottom. Daoud, 2 O's. Daoud, 2 U's. Daoud, W-O-O. Look at the last. Daoud, D-A-U-D. That's my name. Why would I use the last one? It shortens the transcription. That's what I'm going to put on paper. Is it still pronounced the same way as all the other transliterations? Yes, it is. And that's what a transliteration is. If anyone tells you there's no U, letter U in Hebrew, basically they're saying that there's no woo sound in Hebrew, because they believe that it should be all A, except for when it comes to on, and they make it into an I. Here's another transliteration. This is the transliteration that the brothers use. Y-A-H-A-W-A-H. You pronounce it right now at home. Okay, now you just pronounced it. How did you pronounce it? Like the second transliteration. What does that say? Yahweh. Are you getting it? The brothers say that there's no O, no woe in Hebrew, but yet they're pronouncing the name Yahweh, and they're spelling it Y-A-H-A-W-A-H. So, Brother David, what would be the phonetic pronunciation of the first one? Yahuwah. Did you hear me? Yahuwah, not Yahweh. Hey, listen to this. Yahuwah, 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 Yahuwah. How much difference did you hear? There's no need for us to fight over this name. If you learn how to pronounce things with a Shemitic tongue, you won't come to Yahweh. That's where the problem is. Like YAHUSHA. So they're spelling it Y-A-H-A-W-A, then they put a shy at the end, and they're pronouncing it YAHUSHA. How should it be pronounced? YAHUSHA. 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 It's all in the phonetic pronunciation. Slavevoyages.org. Have you ever been to this website? Let me tell you how to use it. When you go there, you're going to see something that says Slave Names Database. You click that drop menu and you click Slave Names or Names. And then you'll come here. And under African name, I typed in D-A-U. I'm looking for my name. And you come down to the bottom where it says sex and age, and you check all of those boxes. Then you go down to the bottom and you click search. Look what I found. Entry number 36361, Daoud. That's me. Daoud. Why is that so important to me? When I first came to this culture, when I first came and started keeping the laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments, some brothers visited me and they told me that my name was Daweed. That didn't agree with my spirit at all. Another brother came in and said, your name is Dawad. Neither did that. They told me I had to change my name from David because it comes from the Jews. So I started to study. As you see, I didn't go with either. I went with Daoud ben Yashayahu. Ben is son of, and my father's name is Isaiah, which is Yashayahu. So I found my name, and I found King David's name. It is Daoud, King Daoud. So then you go here, and you type in Yah. And when you type in Yah, you're going to have like 822 different names with Yah in it. Look at entry number 653, Yahoo. Look at entry number 1781, Ta-Yahoo. Hold it 1 second. Who's that on the bottom, entry number 2434? Is that Brother Kuya? Brother Kuya has to be about 200 years old to be on this chart. But look, I want you to see something. You see the origin, that means the tribe. Brother Kuya's tribe is not listed. But look where the others come from. Hebo or Ibu. The people who transliterated this name did not know which one to choose, so what did they do? They put both. Who transliterated these names? Well, you first must find out who owned the ships. Who owned the ships, Brother David? The Jews. So when the people told them what their names were and they transliterated it and then transcribed it to paper, they knew who you were. Let me say it again. They knew who you were. So what did they do? Forbid them to speak their names, lest they return to their father, Yah. That is the reason why you were forbidden to have your old name or speak your language. Look at this entry, 6558. I mean, there's so many, it's a shame. I'm only at 40 out of 822. What do you see there? Ayahu. Is this incredible or what? Ayahu. It's a girl. So when they put an I there, I believe this is how the Europeans must function. When they put an I, remember this is a transliteration. In their language, they don't have these letters whatsoever. You understand? And if they're speaking Hebrew, it would have been a Wa. Remember, there's no letter I in Hebrew. It's a Yad. You have a Hey. And then you have a Wu, which is the Wa letter. No I in Hebrew at all. When I saw all of these names, and I mean, once you go through here, you're going to see Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahuwah, Yahuwah. All of that is going to be in this database. And I showed this to the brothers. They did not accept it. Matter of fact, you would think that they would be excited to see that we truly are the people of the book. Look, if my people who are called by my name, if they will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will they hear from heaven, I'll forgive their sins and heal the land. How did these people come straight out of Africa with Yah Yahu, Yahuwah, Yahweh in their names. Brothers and sisters, it is no doubt that you are the people that belong to Yah. Look on the top, Abu-Jah. There's no J in Hebrew, so it would be Abu-Yah. This is in the middle of Nigeria. Look how Cameroon is spelled, 2 O's, ooh. Zulu. Does that still make the ooh sound? Yes. How can you say that Hebrew does not have an ooh sound? How can you say that? It really doesn't make any sense. Look at a Shemitic people. Their seed is spoiled. They're just as white as snow. But their lineage was from Shem. Wu-Tang. You can pronounce it, you can spell it with a U, and it still would be Wu-Tang. We're talking phonetics and transliterations. I don't think that the brothers really grasp what transliteration is, because if they did, they wouldn't say there's no U in Hebrew. Basically, when you say that, you're saying there's no U sound in Hebrew. And if you do that, you have failed yourself and you have failed your people. Look at the last one, Wuhan. Wuhan. All right. So the first 3 are in Africa. The last 2 are in Asia. Then we went to Saudi Arabia and all of the Arab-speaking nations, and we see that they have U sound in their languages. So there's only one group of people on the whole planet that do not have an U sound in their language. And that's our brothers. They've created their own language. Like Yiddish is created by the Jews. The brothers have created Negish. What is Negish, Brother David? Negro-ish. The Negroes are the Hebrews, and they're speaking a language that is not fully Hebrew, but it's a sort of kind of Hebrew-ish, Negish. We are not here to speak Negish. There's no one who can really say that they can speak Hebrew today. We will not know until our Mashiach returns, and then we are trained. We'll send our kids to school, and we'll leave these wicked, hard languages alone and only speak the language of the heavens. What language is that, Brother David? ABARYAH. Continue to part 3. We have one more letter to go. The Y. Shalom.